in my rail.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Now, I know what you might have been expecting today. Perhaps, a deep dive into the legendary 911R. An icon, really captured the imagination.
Absolutely, a fan favorite for sure.
But sometimes history, well, it takes these turns, doesn't it? Just as captivating, maybe even more crucial for what came next.
Exactly.
So today we're pivoting, and I promise you this is just as fascinating. We're digging into a really foundational moment for Porsche.
Yeah, one that kind of reshaped their whole approach to motorsport and their customers too.
So what have we got?
Well, we're focusing on a key strategic decision Porsche made back for the '72 season. It really changed how they looked at racing and performance cars.
Okay.
And our whole understanding here comes straight from the source. We've got original documentation, specifically this December 1971 document.
Right.
From Porsche Vertriebsgesellschaft, MBH, the sales company. It's titled Sport Usage in the 1972 season.
Okay, so not just a footnote then.
Oh, no, not at all. It's basically the blueprint for where Porsche was heading next. It's really quite revealing.
And straight away, this document hits you with something pretty unexpected, doesn't it?
It really does.
It says Porsche KG, the main company, decided not to compete in the 1972 World Championship for prototypes and sports cars.
Yeah, which for Porsche is a huge deal. You think Porsche, you think top-level racing.
Exactly. So why pull out? What was the thinking?
Well, the document is surprisingly clear on that.
Yeah.
It points directly to upcoming regulation changes.
Oh, okay.
Porsche basically said they didn't see a, and I quote, future-oriented technical challenge in competing under those new rules.
Interesting. So it wasn't about not being competitive.
No, it seems much more pragmatic, more about, where could they best push their engineering? Where was the real innovation going to happen? It wasn't just about winning races for the sake of it.
Okay, that makes sense. But Porsche dropping out of motorsport altogether, that sounds wrong.
And it was wrong. The document stresses this point. This wasn't a complete withdrawal. It was a strategic shift. A redirection, really.
So where did they redirect?
Well, while they stepped back from that specific prototype championship, they made it clear that the evolved 917s, those incredible machines, would still race.
Ah, okay. Where?
In Can-Am over North America and the European Interseries. Still very high-level, demanding series. They were just picking different battles, you could say.
Right. Arenas where they could still push development.
Precisely. And this leads to the really crucial part, especially for enthusiasts and people tracing the brand's DNA.
Go on.
The document lays out that Porsche KG would now focus on offering sport and racing sport versions of its series production vehicles.
Ah, so taking the road cars and making them harder for private buyers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Directly for private drivers. Instead of just focusing on the factory prototypes, they were kind of democratizing performance, empowering privateers to race Porsches.
That is a big shift. So less factory dominance, more customer racing.
You got it. A new focus, putting performance directly into the hands of their customers.
Okay, let's break this down then. This pivot in strategy for 72. How did it look in practice? The document mentioned a clear segmentation.
Yes, very clear. A really radical split compared to previous years. They set up two distinct groups for their performance vehicles, each with a very specific job.
Group I, what was that about?
Okay, Group I was for cars with sport equipment, but, and this is key, they could still potentially be homologated for road use.
Homologated. So street legal.
Potentially, yeah. Homologation, it's about meeting rules, both for racing classes and for road legality. But it wasn't straightforward. It depended heavily on the specific country's rules, often needed individual inspection and approval.
Gotcha. So street legal-ish, depending on where you lived.
Pretty much. But the intent was that they could be used on the road.
And the star of this Group I, according to the document.
That was the Type 911S Coupe, specifically the model code 911.531, fitted with the M471 sport equipment package.
M471. And the goal here?
Maximum sportiness, but without making it illegal for the street. Finding that balance. Enhanced performance, but still road registrable.
So how did they achieve that? What did M471 actually involve?
Well, a big focus was on lightness. The document details some pretty meticulous weight saving.
Like what?
Okay, so you get attachment points already built in for sport seat belts, reinforcements for mounting a roll bar if you wanted one later.
Smart.
Track prep ready. Exactly. Then, the bumpers didn't have the usual rubber stops, and instead of the normal decorative trim moldings, they used black Tessaband adhesive tape.
Seriously? tape.
Yeah, just simple adhesive tape on the bumpers, front and rear. Saves a few grams,
Wow. Okay, that is meticulous.
What else? Quick release rubber fasteners for the front hood and the rear engine lid, like on race cars, for faster access.
Right, practical.
Even the Porsche lettering on the back.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't the usual raised badge. It was just an adhesive script. Again, saving every last gram.
It's those little details that show the intent, isn't it?
Absolutely. It screams performance focus. And the inside, even more radical for a road car.
How so?
They took out a lot. Door panels gone. The actual door latch mechanisms were simplified or removed. Carpets. Out. Part of the dashboard. Removed.
Oh.
Even the underbody protection and the sound dampening mats. All ripped out. Pure function over form. You'd hear everything.
Creating that raw, connected feel, I guess.
That's the idea. A really unadulterated driving experience.
Okay, so stripped and lightened. What about the mechanicals for M471?
Key things mentioned. An 80% locking differential. Which is pretty aggressive for a road car. Helps get the power down out of corners.
Big difference in handling.
You also got a rev counter that went up to 10,000 RPM.
10,000, encouraging you to really wind it out.
Definitely. And a nice tactile 380mm leather steering wheel for good control.
Were there options you could add to this M471?
Yes, a few key ones.
Yeah.
A bigger 110-liter plastic fuel tank, good for longer drives or track sessions.
Less.
A proper roll bar for safety, if you were doing track days. Koni shock absorbers for better handling. And dedicated sports seats to hold you in place.
So you could tailor it a bit further towards the track.
Exactly. Enhance the sportiness even more.
Now, you mentioned earlier this was about democratizing performance. What did this M471 package actually cost?
This is maybe the most surprising part. The M471 package itself, only 700 Deutschmarks.
700? That seems really low considering all the changes.
Well, it was. Compared to the price of a 911S back then, it was a pretty small add-on, especially for the amount of modification and weight saving you got.
So Porsche wasn't trying to make a huge profit on the package itself.
It seems more like they wanted people to buy it, to get these sportier cars out there, being used, being seen. It built the brand image from the grassroots up.
Investing in their customer base as racers and enthusiasts.
Precisely. It fostered that privateer spirit Porsche became famous for.
Okay, so that's Group I enhanced road cars. What about Group 2? That sounds like where the really serious stuff happens.
Absolutely. Group 2 is a completely different animal. We're talking pure competition vehicles here. Meaning exclusively for the circuit. The document couldn't be clearer.
Yeah.
Not street homologated. And maybe the biggest indicator, no registration documents were issued for these cars. None.
Wow. So literally you could not drive these on the road legally. Full stop.
Full stop. Pure track machines built for one purpose.
And how did Porsche sell these? Same way as the M471 through dealers.
Yes, but that itself was a change. For 1972, they decided to distribute these Group 2 cars through the main Porsche dealer network.
Was that different from before?
Yeah, in 71, apparently cars like this were often sold directly from Porsche KG to the drivers.
So why change to using dealers for these pure race cars?
Two main reasons, according to the document. One, obvious. Increased sales reach using the network.
Makes sense.
But two, and this is interesting, they wanted to leverage the undeniable publicity effect for their standard road cars.
So having privateers race these dealer-bought cars would boost the image of the regular 911s.
Exactly. Powerful marketing synergy. Your local dealer sells you a race car, you go win races, it makes the whole brand look good. Performance proven by customers.
Clever. How did the billing work? Was it straightforward?
Not quite. It was actually split. The dealer would get their normal discount on the base car, the standard 911S.
Okay.
But the M491 competition package, all the racing stuff that was billed as a grosser net accessory. Meaning no dealer discount on that part. Porsche kept the margin on high-performance, specialized race components, ensures control over the pricing of the really trick bits.
Right, protecting the value of their racing know-how. Okay, before we get into the M491 details, did they have homologation sorted for these race cars? What classes were they aimed at?
Good question. Porsche had already submitted the paperwork for the 911S and also the 9146 Model 72.
Okay.
They were aiming for FIA Groups 3 and 4. And they were expecting the official confirmation, the homologation papers, around January or February 72. Just in time for the season.
Planning ahead for their customers. Nice.
Definitely.
Okay, let's dive in. The Porsche 911S competition version M491. What made it so different?
Profoundly different. This wasn't just lightening things. This was a ground-up transformation for racing.
Start with the chassis. What did they do?
Lowered the standard 911S chassis, obviously, but the key was the running gear. 7-inch wide wheels up front with racing tires.
Okay.
And massive 9-inch wide wheels with racing tires at the back.
9 inches. That needs bodywork changes, surely.
Oh, yeah. We'll get to that. It also had interchangeable anti-roll bars, front and rear, so teams could tune the handling.
Essential for track setup.
Plus, sport brake pads and proper racing brake fluid. Got to stop reliably from high speed, lap after lap.
Absolutely. So the bodywork to cover those huge rear tires.
Exactly. You got front fenders with integrated widening flares and significantly extended, widened rear fenders. Gives it that really aggressive, purposeful stance.
Yeah, you can picture it. What else on the body?
Lightweight plastic front bumper. And it included an integrated spoiler for downforce. Very important aerodynamically.
Functional. And the interior, even more stripped than the M471.
Oh, yes. Black felt for the roof lining and around the cabin.
Yep.
Even lighter door panels than the M471. Proper bucket seats, obviously.
For holding the driver in place.
And crucially, a full roll bar was standard equipment. Non-negotiable for safety in a competition car.
Right. Cockpit controls.
Still got the 380mm leather steering wheel, good for grip. And that same 10,000 RPM rev counter.
Constant reminder of the engine's potential.
Standard fit was the 110-liter fuel tank, but with a large, quick-fill neck for faster pit stops.
Makes sense. Any choices for colors?
Exterior, you could pick from the standard 911 colors of the time, but the interior? Only black, no frills, zero distractions, pure business.
All focused on the driving. Okay, the engine, the heart of the M491, based on the 911S, you said.
Based on it, yes. But significantly modified and boosted, all within the motorsport rules, of course.
How so?
Well, they kept the standard crankcase, crankshaft, and connecting rods, which says a lot about how strong the base engine was.
Right.
But they used hard-chromed, light alloy cylinders, bored out to 2,492 cc, so just under 2.5 liters, and high-compression racing pistons.
Okay, bigger displacement, higher compression. What about the breathing heads?
The special cylinder heads, larger valves, and the intake and exhaust ports were finely machined for better flow. Really helps at high revs.
Makes sense. Fueling.
Special intake manacles. You could have either Weber 46 IDA carburetors, classic raised carbs, or, interestingly, upon request, Bosch mechanical fuel injection. So options there.
Advanced for the time. What else in the engine?
Racing camshafts for aggressive valve timing, a racing exhaust system, less restrictive, a sports clutch for quick, positive shifts, and transistor dual ignition for a reliable spark. Basically the works.
Sounds like a serious piece of kit. What kind of power did it make?
The figures quoted are approximate, but pretty potent for 72. Around 270 DIN horsepower at a screaming 8,000 RPM.
8,000. High revving indeed. And torque?
About 26.5 meter kilopawns, which is roughly 192 pound-feet at 6,300 RPM. So strong mid-range too, but it really wanted to rev.
A proper racing engine profile.
Absolutely. Built for sustained performance on track.
And the gearbox to handle that?
Standard 5-speed box, but the crucial bit was interchangeable gear sets.
Ah, so teams could tailor the ratio.
Exactly. Optimize acceleration for tight tracks or top speed for faster ones. Essential for competition. Plus, a specific 7.31 rear axle ratio with a locking diff and even an integrated oil pump to lubricate the gearbox itself.
Wow, oil pump for the gearbox. That shows they expected it to work hard.
Very hard. Clear sign of its pure racing intent.
Okay, so buying and owning one of these M491s sounds like it wasn't like buying a normal car. Any special procedures?
Definitely. The document makes a strong recommendation. Before you even ordered, you should contact the Porsche Sports Department. Speak to a Mr. Staudenmeyer or Mr. Barth for professional advice.
So, specialist consultation needed.
Yes. This wasn't an off-the-shelf purchase, and ordering was restricted.
How?
Only standard exterior colors, as we said. And critically, no additional factory options beyond the M491 spec. If you wanted anything else, different seats, extra lights, whatever, you had to sort that out yourself after delivery.
You bought the race car Porsche intended, and that was it from the factory?
Pretty much. Personalization was on you.
And delivery. You couldn't just have it dropped off at the dealer.
Nope. Delivery was exclusively at the factory. You or your dealer had to physically go and pick it up.
Wow.
And the document specifically says collection wasn't possible on normal car transporters. You had to make special arrangements. Highlights how specialized these were.
Imagine going to Stuttgart to collect your brand new M491 race car. What about warranty?
Zero. None. The document is explicit. Supplied without any warranty or liability.
Okay.
And it clearly states they are not intended for public roads and non-compliant with general safety regulations. No ambiguity there at all.
Buyer beware, basically. You're buying a competition machine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the commitment was real. If you ordered one and then canceled, a 10,000 Deutschmark cancellation fee.
Ouch. Significant money back then. Shows they were serious.
Very. And spare parts. You couldn't just get M491 specific bits from any dealer, only from the dedicated Porsche KG Sports Spare Parts Warehouse. Again, keeping control.
Makes sense for specialized racing parts. When were these actually available?
The document gives release dates. The M471 Road Sport version was week 6 of 1972. The M491 competition version was actually a week earlier, week 5.
Ready just in time for the 72 season to kick off.
Perfect timing.
So stepping back and looking at this 1972 strategy, building on what came before, it really marks a clear split, doesn't it?
It really does. A radical segmentation. You have the road-legal enhanced sport vehicle, the M471, and then the pure, no-compromise competition machine, the M491. Two very distinct paths, clearly defined.
A strategy that arguably shaped Porsche's approach for years to come.
You could definitely argue that.
Yeah.
It set a template.
Now, thinking about that M491 code and the R in it, you mentioned Renaissance-Führung.
Yeah, Renaissance-Führung, German for racing version.
It makes you think, doesn't it? We track the evolution from the ST in 1970 through 71 to this very formal M491 Renaissance-Führung in 72. Could that R, that specific designation for this factory-built competition car, be the actual origin? The seed planted for the legendary 911 SR name that came later?
It's a really fascinating thought, isn't it? Was this the moment Porsche formalized the racing version concept within its M-code system, directly leading to the SR we know and love?
A potential hidden link in the chain. Something for all of you to ponder. That direct line from M491 or Renaissance-Führung to SR. Just another layer to the incredible history of Porsche.
Absolutely. History is rarely straightforward.
Indeed. Well, that's all we have time for in this deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring those fascinating connections.